Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here. We are live. Little Nace Star League action coming at you. I'm FBI Tugboat. I'm here with Powder. Powder, how are we doing?
Well, I am fantastic tonight. We got a couple weeks off, with the holiday in between, so it's been a while since we've seen some Rocket League action, but we have plenty of exciting teams tonight to make up for that.
Plenty of them. And exactly 4 different matches on schedule. Nice tasty one up here front. First, that is Butler University taking on Northwoods University. Well, North Carolina Bison Green after that, or NC Bison Green, excuse me, and that's the RU. That is Rochester going up against Nichols in the match number 2. Match number 3, Powder?
University of Wisconsin Stout versus Oklahoma City University. A couple teams we've actually gotten to see before, but been a little bit of time. Excited to see how they come out in this season. Followed up by Kennesaw State University and Lindenwood Esports to wrap up the night. Kennesaw, another tough foe that we got to see late in the season last season, and we're still getting to see these teams for the first time in the spring, and I'm excited to see how they've improved.
Very excited to see that one as well here, Powder. We'll kind of take a look at that on the day, though. Right now, Butler University, Northwoods University, both teams with positive win-loss records on the season. This is week 5, of course. Took a week off there, so these teams are going to be playing their 4th match here on the day. Taking a look at their rosters here, Powder.
Kai, Morales, and Krig coming out for Butler, and the classic Northwood roster of Lion, Blaze, Buddy, and Hockey. The same roster that won CRL Worlds and the same roster that won NACE last fall, coming back tonight to try to stretch themselves to a 4-0 season start. And I gotta be honest, if we're going off of history, it's kind of expected at this point.
And if you use the past to predict the future, yes, this is if we're talking predictions, Northwoods University has the skills to pay the bills. They have proved it time and time again, very, very recently, and 3 times up to this point. Butler University, a little bit of an underdog story, but all that means, Powder, is they have just so much more to play for.
Right, there's a lot for them to try to fight for tonight, and even last season when we saw Northwood in the regular season, we saw a team go against them that, let's be honest, was not up to their skill level. They were pretty average for NACE standards, but nothing compared to Northwood, and they really took it to them. I want to say we even saw an overtime in that match. It was a tough fight for Northwood. They still got through it. They still got a 3-0 sweep. But this team, if they're not careful, teams are learning to play against them because of how much Northwood plays. There's a lot of video out there of Northwood playing, and teams can use that to their advantage to try to take down the big dogs.
A lot of VOD review there to be had, yes, but play on the day, that is Rocket League. We'll see how these two teams fare coming on into this one. Standard rules and whatnot, 3v3, best of 5 series, 5-minute games, everything else a wholly standard coming up on into this one. Real quick, before we start this one off, I'm going to give a shout out to the production staff. There's Mikey YT, and that's Ferme here on the day, making our jobs as casters just so much easier, and we do appreciate that. Butler on the left side in the blue, Northwoods right in the orange. Buddy Hockey, Lion Blaze, rig up here initially, cross mid-pitch is Kai looking to pick this one up.
What I'm looking for from Butler is a hot start from them. If they can get a quick start and a goal, put Northwood on the back foot, they really do have a great shot at getting more forward and being able to hold on to that lead. However, if they give up the first goal to Northwood, I really think that momentum is going to continue on, and maybe they can find it. However, Hockey is there in time. Kai now, low dribble, can't get it past Buddy, and I do like the offense to start from Butler. They just got to take advantage of it.
Offensive pressure. As we know, pressure creates diamonds. Let's see if that is spun here and if Alchemy comes true. I guess Alchemy is gold. We'll go with it. Gold diamonds. Close enough. Lion plays a little hit over here as Kai Morales is going to try and pick this one up and out. Hockey. This little interrupter right there. Now Morales, out as high as they get, just transports this one on over to the left side, back and forth. Nice little pass on to Buddy. And just like that, Butler University in the defensive stance.
Northwood early looking for the passing plays to one another.
Whoa.
That time, a little bit of a miscommunication from them. Now Buddy's forced to race all the way back. He's not going to get there. Morales starts off the scoring for Butler.
Wow. So, Ruben right here. They drew first blood. I am talking about Butler University. It's kind of low and slow roller right there. Gonna make it all the way. Hockey Buddy, you're gonna be getting a front row seat to this 1 minute and 11-second goal here early.
Butler want to keep this up. They get the advantage off the kickoff too. However, here comes Hockey. Shot high, rebound cannot be found. Butler putting up a good defensive stand early. They just want to continue that offense and maybe catch Northwood lacking a little bit again on defense.
Catching them lacking. Already done it once right here. We'll see how this one goes. Advantage Butler. So frequent teams to strike first, go forth and maintain leads. There's still plenty of Rocket League left. Nice hit. Morales down bottom though. Gonna be able to play this one, field it, and get plenty of boost with it. Try and pass this one off to Kai. Kai does take a little bit off the top and sends us rightwards. Krieg, same place. So Butler really just succeeds in putting the ball in the same exact place 3 times.
Right, they're starting to go a little bit too repetitive right now, and Northwood's figuring it out. They're getting the stops. Now here's a little bit of aerial play, maybe trying to change things up. Lion Blaze caught awkward, but Krieg can't get the challenge. But he's able to avoid one bump, can't get the pass in the midfield, so Morales is able to get it clear, but he can only give it away to Hockey. Beat out from Kai, gets the follow-up. Lion Blaze, though, the rotation in. Over 1, Hockey for the redirect, looking for a teammate in the air. His buddy coming in, past a Lion Blaze, shot in the middle, cut off by Kai. Butler defense holds strong once again.
Yes, they do. And let me know, Powder, the last time you know of a Northwood squad that at a halftime had no players with triple-digit scores. 88, the highest as of right now. Only a couple of shots attempted. Back to the middle right now, but Butler going to be on the defense. Morales meets Lion Blaze there, and this kind of just ends up in the middle. A total whiff from Krieg, and that's going to set up the first Northwood shot. Hockey going to take advantage of that one every single day when they're just teed up like that. 111 kilometers per hour.
This is something that you have to avoid if you are Butler. You cannot make a simple mistake like that. It is just a small whiff, but you keep your last man then awkward from the miss. He can't catch up to the shot. Northwood ties it up, certain to take advantage of every mistake like that. Good pass though, Buddy able to catch up, and now Kai with an opportunity to keep the offense going. Little bit of defense cleared out. Ball's placed right into Buddy's hands, though. Clears out to the other side.
But that was goal for Northwoods. It was immediately preceded by that demo. Butler tries something right there, but doesn't really have the position to pick this one up and make a play out of it. Kai now beating it down against Buddy, and Buddy's going to win this one. Lots of boost to be spoken of right off the wall. Now centered. There's a shot. Krieg on one, Kai on the other, and a 1v3 for just a couple of seconds here, Powder.
I love the aggression that Butler's bringing out. It's opening up space for them, and they're finding shots and almost finding a second goal from it, but they have to get back quickly. Kai, last one back, gets it off the backboard into open space and gets the follow-up, ever so important. Doesn't stop Northwood from getting back onto offense, but it slows them down a little longer. Now Morales looking for the double, gets there in time, but the shot is wide. Hockey on the back wall had a rare miss, couldn't take advantage of it, and it's a counterattack for the Timberwolves.
What was that you were talking about? Overtime there, Powder, earlier? Overtime? We were staring on the barrel of it 60 seconds away from it. As of right now, Morales with a really weird play right there. Loses control, and Lion Blaze will take those all day long. Kai is the last player back, uses the last little bit of boost, a bit of a double commit right there, and that might actually come into play right here. Now a big hit off to the left side. This gets aerial with it, and all the members of Butler have time to respawn, regroup, and get back onto the defense. Buddy almost does everything in a bag of chips themselves. You want something done, Powder? You gotta do it yourself. Buddy encapsulates that motto.
Butler withstands the pressure from Northwood. Now Northwood starting to get a little more aggressive, finding demolitions. The bump is on. Morales still gets the save. Hockey trying to keep the offense on. Buddy on a quick turn. Kai winning out the challenge. Actually, he does win out the second. Morales is waiting in the midfield. Double commit, though, from Butler might slow them down. And they find one in the final seconds, dropping it down to Morales again. Off the ceiling. Kai keeping it down, but Hockey with the save. Risky to go for it. Looking for the coast-to-coast. However, it does fall. We see a game 1 overtime.
It'll be 2-1. Which team will win? I don't know at this point. We had predictions earlier. That time is over. Kai across the middle. Plenty of boost to work with. Defensive block back out. Morales tries to take this one off, and now it's Krieg on the respawn. Decently positioned as well. Flipping backboard, and Hockey takes a demo on the way. Big boost. Now escorting this one in until Kai stops this one mid-pitch. Morales, again, a lot of boost. There's 2. Looking for the third, escorts it all the way in, and Butler has done it in game number 1.
Morales with the solo play, and I'll be honest, I don't know if Lion Blaze fully respected that. He did not go up right away. He made the turn, but made the mistake of waiting too long, and Butler takes advantage and takes an important and huge game 1 victory.
Yeah, seriously. Talk about putting a foot forward, taking a look at the numbers, Mason. Even though Northwoods had, 10 total shots attempted versus 7 on the other side, this is generally indicative of like a big time of possession advantage for the side of Northwoods, but they ultimately don't even turn it into anything. 5 minutes and what was that, about 45 seconds or so right there, gonna be enough for Butler to take this first. Like again, they drew first blood, they scored first, pushed it to overtime, kept up the pressure, and spun this into gold. Alchemy.
Yeah, perfection there from Butler in the end. I mean, like I said at the beginning, they needed that first goal to give themselves the momentum, because later on they made the mistake and they gave Northwood, a free goal. But they take advantage in overtime. They get the solo play in and take a huge game 1 victory. Now it's just about maintaining that composure, maintaining that momentum, and still taking it to Northwood. You can't let your foot off the gas. You got to keep it going now and try to push yourselves into games 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, looking at a NASTAR League last season, I think it was only, I don't have the numbers directly in front of me, but I think it was only a handful of games that Northwoods even dropped throughout their litany of victories right there. Most of them 3-0 fashion, of course. So, maybe something a little bit different post-break. Maybe Butler University. I believe that's the Bulldogs, the Butler Bulldogs, by the way, out of Indianapolis here, come in and swinging in game 1 and really puts a solid foot forward right here. We'll see how this one goes. Game 2 starting right now here, Powder. No subs, no need for them.
And Northwood in unfamiliar territory, at least in NACE. This is their first game loss of this season. They had swept their previous 3 opponents. And for Butler, I'll be surprised that I'll be honest that I'm surprised to see them come out with a victory like that, as they got completely swept against a slightly weaker opponent in Grand Valley State Blue. Still an amazing opponent in GVSU, but just not as good as Northwood. And here they come out, game 1, overtime victory. The offense at the beginning of game 2, too much. Hockey gets the first goal.
And it's so surprising to me. You admitted to being surprised a little bit earlier. I'll be surprised here within the game. Kai and the rest of Butler has been playing some really stout defense thus far. 29 seconds, relatively early score for a game that just went 3 total scores into overtime as well. Whatever it was, Northwood's figured it out at halftime. Now takes a lead themselves.
They're looking for the offense right off kickoff again, but a pinch back. Buddy isn't going to get there. And Kai catching the defense off guard. That is the second time Northwood's given up a goal like this.
That was what a 10-second lead there purchased for Northwoods. Perhaps one of the quickest, definitely the cheapest, because it just gets refunded a couple seconds later. 41 seconds burned off of this clock. No lead change here. 0-0, 1-1, 10-10, doesn't matter. Score difference is the same.
Off into the corner as Butler looks to break out. They've done a great job of handling the pressure from Northwood up to this point. Only 2 goals given up in the 7 minutes or so of gameplay we've seen. They're looking for more offense as Kai waiting patiently. Smart decision. He'll look for a pass off the back wall. Morales coming in.
Whoa.
Dangerous play back from the Northwood defense. Doesn't necessarily cost them, however, it does cost them in pressure. Morales putting it on even further. Challenges Buddy on the sidewall. Can't get there. Kai shot on Lion Blaze quickly enough to it. Breaks pressure at least for a few seconds. Butler looks to regroup.
Regroup they must. They got to get something going here on the offense. The Northwood squad generally used to just playing from ahead. Hockey off the top gets nothing done. Buddy down bottom as Lion Blaze takes a demo right there. Now the entirety of Butler comes back. This is what we talk about all the time. You got to turn demos into something. Otherwise, you're just giving an opponent good defensive positioning and, 33 boost?
Yeah, great start here as Lion Blaze, though, off the crossbar and in. Gets the perfect angle, and Northwood regains their lead.
Yeah, I have to wonder how much of these are going to be purchased off of just perfect angles like that. Not that Lion Blaze didn't earn that whatsoever, but a trio of Butler players pointed with noses towards their goal is simply not something we have seen in their defensive side thus far. Back to it we go. Last time this lead was dissolved in 10 seconds.
Butler looking to get right back to that as they put pressure on Lion Blaze. There to break it up. He carries it forward. Up over Kai, gets a slight touch on it. Morales, though, to bang it out the other way. Hockey, not what he needs. Morales back forward. Can't find a teammate, only giving away possession now. So is Buddy, though. Shot on left side. The placement is there. Butler doing an excellent job of picking apart the defense today.
Wow, Butler, how embarrassing. It took you longer than 10 seconds to dissolve this lead again. About 30 seconds on this one, but that's going to be, 60-something miles per hour, 102 kilometers. So, 9 seconds away from halftime, we are looking at a pretty similar situation as last time, as Butler University's done everything they need to do to come back, turn this score difference into 0 again.
Right at halftime, too. Buddy caught awkward. The Northwood defense is not what we typically see. You know, Northwood is typically known for their offense, but right now they are finding themselves on defense too often. However, the offense comes in quick spurts like that. Hockey, a long field banger, regains the lead one more time.
Yep, so back and forth we go. Where we stop, I don't even pretend to know here, Colin. This is literally Northwood's first, Butler second, Northwood third, Butler fourth, Northwood's fifth. Okay, far and away the highest scoring game, especially from what we anticipated off of a game one that went to OT with only 3 total. Obviously much higher than that, basically half a Rocket League game to go. A lot of offensive pressure, little 1-2 right here for the defensive. That's a big clear, and now offensive soon for Northwoods.
Ooh, Butler got a little aggressive there. Craig doesn't quite cost them as Kai's able to clean it up. Push forward over to Buddy. Will keep the pressure on. Back to Hockey. The passing play starting to work out favorably for Northwood. They pick them apart and take their lead to 2.
Yeah, so I think this is a Northwood squad that just kind of have learned the value of passing all the way through here. Butler University, I guess the difference, in like American football would be like man coverage versus zone coverage, and it kind of seems like they're just picking up single offenders across the middle and not paying so much attention as to where this ball can get passed. Northwoods has definitely taken advantage of that in the past 2 goals.
Now Butler needs to get back to it quickly. They need 2 with just over 90 seconds left, and Northwood mounting the offensive pressure more and more often. Demolitions might help them, though. That helped them in game 1 to open up space. However, they can't get them quick enough. Northwood getting back on offense quick. Shot a little bit too weak. Morale's able to get there, given space as well. And not fake him out. Buddy on the quick turn will keep the offense on even longer. Loses the challenge, but Hockey there to clean it up.
Brutal.
Craig didn't see it coming. Lead 3 for Northwood.
It draws circles on this pitch right now as this ball is hitting, coming towards the ground. Like, literally everybody is rotating. Kai's flying off to the left side. Krieg is rotating onto the right. Gets nothing more than a front row seat to that one. And you can guarantee, weight in the wings, blood in the water like sharks, were the Northwoods members just waiting to clean that one up. If that Northwoods player actually didn't go ahead forth and hit that. Kai, the last player back. That's going to be good for right now. But I'm going to say game 2 is probably over with. 3 scores, 60 seconds. Colin?
Yeah, this one's not looking too good. Morales can't find the double. That one really does about seal it. Butler cannot get back to it quickly. And right now for Butler, they need to find a way to shut down Hockey specifically. He has 5 of the 6 total goals that Northwood has had in this series. He has been an offensive menace for the Timberwolves. And if they do not shut him down, as now Buddy finally gets his name on the scoring sheet, his first goal of the series. So spreading the love from Northwood, Butler needs to find a way to stop it.
Yeah, tripling up in scores, Northwood. Doubling up in shots attempted is Northwood. Hockey with 6. Butler only with 5 total. Cross Kai, rallies, Krieg. Crazy stuff right here. Game 2 going to be over with. Seems like Northwood's figured out exactly what it is they wanted to do that halftime period. A little bit earlier. It is paying off in spades thus far. A backwards hit from Hockey. Skating backwards right here.
Yeah, I think Northwood's gotten back to their usual confident selves. It might have taken game 1 to get them a little bit warmed up, which is something you don't typically see from Northwood. They're usually there from the get-go. Not today. Lost in game 1, but game 2 is going to be an easy victory for them. It's going to be up to Butler now to take their timeout in this 1-minute break in between games. Find a way to get past Northwood as they finally got a ripper of a shot. The Line Blaze got up to it. Looking to end the game on a banger, can't do it. Northwood, though, with a powerful Game 2 victory.
Yeah, so it was a score difference of 1 in overtime there in game number 1. Game 2, a little bit different. A 6-2 right here. Yeah, and that's, and where I quoted it last time, Northwood just put up another attempted shot right there. 11 total for them versus 6 on the other side for Butler. I got to say, good on them for not, like, giving that one up, right? Still trying that until the very, very last second. But a tied series when we return. Very short break, folks. And we are back. Short break it was indeed, because we keep our promises here at the Naystar League. FBI Tugboat here with my man Powder. Powder, we are staring on the barrel. Tied series right here. Butler University and Northwoods after Butler struck first in game 1.
Right, the start was not at all what we expected. Butler came out strong. They opened up space on Northwood's defense and took an overtime victory. Game 2, a little more of what we did expect. Northwood with a very, very convincing 6-2 victory. Now heading into game 3, I'll be honest that I kind of expect Northwood to keep it up.
Oh,
this goal 6 seconds in kind of proves it.
Man, Powder out here, caster cursing Butler already. No faith, no faith. 6 seconds into this one. Hockey reads this one perfectly, right across the middle. A little bit more of an open net now. If it was me down there, maybe a little bit of a different story. But this is the CRL winners just from the previous semester. Easy peasy. They do those in their sleep.
Looking for offense is Butler. They need to get to it quickly. Can't do it. Buddy, just a little bit too late. Morale's there first, and Kai behind him to follow. Nothing in the tank, though. Does what he can to get around the defense. Now Morale's in a little bit of a dribble. Keeps the offense going. Lion Blaze will take over as Buddy next to him. Pushes it forward, but he can't catch up. Now it's behind Hockey. Krieg chasing after him. A little bit too slow. The pass midfield is perfectly placed. So is the shot. Butler ties.
Fantastic stuff right there. 40 seconds into this one, Kai puts us up perfectly as everybody else knows the script. You go forth, you take out these defenders, and that's going to be the name of the game here for Morales Krieg and Kai. Tied situation yet again. Now, we were in basically the situation before. Nope, just a little bit too high for Krieg, but not for Morales. Nicely done. They spend, 30 seconds or so behind, tie it up quickly. 12 seconds later. Sitting pretty in the lead.
I am loving the team play from Butler. They've been doing it all day, and Morales has been the one finishing them off, but it's all thanks to his teammates setting him up. Both of the goals today off of fantastic passes from his teammates. Morales has been, again, the offensive leader for Butler, similar to how Hockey has been for Northwood. 5 goals for Morales in this series to this point. They'll be looking to continue that. He clearly seems to be the first man for Butler, and it's working out so far. Unfortunately, Lion Blaze, one of the best players in the world, will tie it up early in this game.
So yeah, 2-2 right here. Northwoods only maintains that lead for, Butler only maintains that lead for just a little while, unfortunately. See how this one goes, 2-2. Higher scoring game than we saw in game 1, obviously, but a little bit more standard for what we saw in game 2. Now
Butler back onto offense. A good challenge to keep it going, and another one to keep the offensive pressure on. Nobody there to follow it. Bump opening up space again. Butler seems to be going back. The offensive aggression trying to clear up space. Worked out for a little bit of it. Not enough, though. Northwood dumps it back into their own half. Buddy aggressive on this. Right, looking for it on the side. Lion Blaze can't catch up. Leaving it for Hockey now. Shot low. Kai stops himself in time. Morale's there, but can't get to it in time. And Buddy continues the offense as Lion Blaze looks for the shot.
Now still keeping this one alive, Buddy. Every single time they get teed up for this are going to swing. That's going to be. Let's see, Buddy's first shot attempted, first goal inside. Everybody on the side of Northwoods. Hockey's got one. Lion Blaze has got one. Back to their really even-handed fast starting ways.
Butler needs to turn things around right now as Morales given space around one. An open back wall to work with. Can he drop it down? He can. Kai taking the challenge. It's just too wide. A pass over towards the other side. No one can get up to it. Kai, a successful challenge. Unfortunately for him, Lion Blaze was waiting for the boost. He uses it to his advantage to go over one. Krieg down low. Hockey's waiting and places it in for his 7th goal of the series.
Wow, so that's going to be, again, more kind of along the script of what we expected. 2 Butler players up top. The third just kind of gets left looking. 2 score difference now, 10 seconds outside of halftime. But as we always say, whatever the score difference is at halftime can be undone in that second half.
Looking for more offense is Butler. but they're struggling. Northwood building up that pressure more and more as this series goes on. Like halftime, they've already got the 2-goal lead. One taken off the field. Hockey can't get the challenge. He loses it to Butler. However, the Bulldogs are a little bit too slow. Hockey looking for a back wall. Can he double? No, but Buddy is there to clean it up. The defense got too far out. Northwood takes advantage.
Buddy, friend, acquaintance, whatever he is your best chance to continue to pick up these rebounds and continuously put in balls. This is Kai, Morales, and Krieg. Now down by 3, a little bit past halftime. Gonna be looking to stop this hemorrhaging bleeding.
They got to get to it right away because Northwood again on the offense. Kai takes the challenge and wins. However, Hockey on the turn will take advantage and go up the back wall. Dribbling it out, has Buddy to his left, lays it down towards him, find everybody, and Lion Blaze will just play it into the corner for safety. At this point, Northwood just happy to waste time, is taking their time trying to break out. Morales to the other side. Off the ceiling, who gets the read first? It is Kai. 2 on the back wall for Northwood. However, it still works out to their advantage. Hockey with yet another clear.
Nice job. Morales not picking this one, but across the middle. Buddy immediately stopping this one. I think the problem here is the defensive clears for the side of Butler. They're just simply not getting like big open clears into spaces where Northwood's other players are not. You know, one player puts up a shot, other 2 are always going to be out there to rebound it on the other side. So at the end of the day, this is a Northwood squad that just completely wrapped the field, and I really think that's why the defense, or the demolitions, were really paying off in that game number 1.
Right, you really have to be careful against Northwood. The rotations are going to be nearly perfect. And so, like you said, those demolitions really do open things up. It takes Northwood out of their usual rotations. They don't have the third man coming in to take any dump of a clear out. And with the lack of demolitions now and Northwood finding their way around demolitions, it's now allowed Northwood to build up this offense that they keep putting on to the Bulldogs. Another one in the midfield. Morales will take advantage, get past 1, and he can't beat out the last man with 30 seconds left. Butler's going to be staring down the barrel of needing 2 games in a row to take this series.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Butler squad that didn't give this up at even 0-0s last time, even with an insurmountable lead. That's what I would look at here. Take a goal, doggy bag, put it in the fridge, eat it later. As you move on to a map number 4 that will be a deciding factor. Match point right there. This dropping down 2-6, 3-5, doesn't matter. Northwoods has won game number 3.
Butler needs to get back to how they were playing more in game 1 quickly, whether that's getting out, getting the first goal, whether that's even more aggression, even more demolitions. They need to find a way to get back to that same style of gameplay because it caught Northwood off guard. They changed things up. They didn't come out how opponents usually do, and it allowed them to get that victory. Now Northwood has gotten, not comfortable, but I would say Northwood has gotten to a gameplay which they are comfortable with and which they can dominate with. Butler needs to find a way to disrupt that. Otherwise, they're going to be looking at a game 4 and a series loss.
Seriously, I mean, like, it's one of those situations where you have to have that memory of a goldfish here, Powder. Yes, it was fantastic to have taken a game off of Northwoods, especially in overtime fashion. Take these 2 previous games, score difference of 4, score difference of 3, relatively one-sided. Just put it in the past. Play the Rocket League here ahead of you, and don't focus on exactly like what beating a Northwood squad here in week number 5 would mean, both for like what how your school or team whatever be viewed, as well as your record and whatnot. Even so, dropping to 2-2, about halfway through the season now here for Star League is really not that big a deal. But everything, my opinion wise, is revolving around what you were talking about earlier. Just simply interrupt this Northwoods plan. So many times they're able to just like kind of impose their will on various teams and just continuously play their gameplay. And our game plan, and that's usually what leads to 2-6s, 2-5s, things like this. Leads that are just simply insurmountable and with plenty of time left, Colin.
Right, they got to get back to something that's going to make Northwood uncomfortable. I think they really did a great job of that. They had multiple clears out from Northwood being maybe a little over-aggressive, but it was still Butler finding those holes and taking advantage of them to find goals from. They got to get back to it quick, otherwise Northwood going to be off to the races quickly like they are right now. Lion Blaze the shot in time, but Morales there. Buddy taking an aggressive challenge as Kai will dump it towards the corner. Hockey with a whiff. Need to take advantage.
Oh!
Craig does, and bangs it in to open up game 4.
I'm trying to remember the past here. I know that Butler scored first game 1, and I believe Butler scored first in game 3, but obviously we see the differences right there. Now, I'm not trying to theorycraft too much here, folks. 113 km/h shot right there to take a lead early, though, is not a bad look here for your Butler University Bulldogs.
And a fantastic job for Butler to take advantage of a mistake, a rare mistake that Northwood makes, missing it on the back wall like that. Griggs saw it, places it into the wide open net, gets the early lead. They'll look to continue. They do give the space towards Buddy. Up over 1, looking for the back wall, drops it down. Craig with plenty of time, pumps it to the corner and behind Hockey, beats out Lion Blaze. That's everybody. It's a free net.
Wow.
Morales takes advantage, 2-0 lead Butler.
Okay, so this is the largest lead that Butler has had in regular time. Well, not just regular time, period. Overtime and regular time. An earlier mistake, like you said, from that Northwood squad off a backboard yields a goal. This one just as open net as it gets. It's a lot of pitch, a lot of real estate. Call it free.
Northwood, maybe not necessarily getting too comfortable with this series, but they are leaving gaps on their defense that Butler is not missing. That one, Hockey able to get to just in time, but it's something Northwood needs to clean up quick.
It's just one of those things we don't come to expect from squads like Northwoods thus far. And it's not like the series is over by any means. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking.
This one, I mean, this one's tough if you're Butler because Morales, yes, he's caught awkward, but it's this turn. He needs to keep rotating back post.
Yeah.
Buddy sees that, places it directly behind him, off the post and in. The deficit is cut in half for Northwood.
Yeah, those are just a simple kind of like analysis paralysis. You go, you know, if you cut to the outside to go for like a bigger rotation, then it's going to take longer. If you wait any amount of time, that decision will be made for you. Double touch, but Morales actually doesn't make contact with the ball. Taken out of this one. Respawning player right now. Morales comes back. Perfect timing to block this one away.
Aya booming clear out. Lion Blaze looking for the reading, gets it into the hands of Craig, but he loses control. Morales was the last one back. Kai caught up a little too far. Buddy straight into the net. Banger will tie it up.
Yeah, so a couple mistakes from Northwoods, and they say, hey, we'll just take it aerially. A lot of aerial acrobatics, and what, maybe 60 seconds later, yields a no-score difference. Plenty of time still left in this one, but the lead that Butler enjoyed earlier is gone, is over with. Gone the way of the dodo here, Colin.
Butler needs to get back to their offensive ways. Greg will try to do so, looking for the back wall. Hockey straight out towards Morales, Buddy reading it immediately and catches up in time. This is a behind Craig as now Kai, around 1, has Morales in the midfield. Pass out to him. Little bit of boost left in the tank. Morales can't get to it. Craig can. Everybody went up for Northwood, and Morales, a backflip into the net, regains their lead.
It's like all of this is weird, right? Buddy sends us down, tries to put it down bottom, and then Morales jumps up to us like, wait, no, hang on, there's no other players there. But the angle is true. And Butler takes the lead yet again. 12 seconds outside of halftime in this map number 4. Match point for Northwoods, but hey, sitting pretty right now for Butler.
Ooh, not the touch they want, though. Morales in time. Dangerous touch to put it off your back wall, but it was what was needed. They get the clear to midfield. Kai off the side as Craig takes over. Only into the hands of Lion Blaze. Gets it up the side, into the air where he's so dangerous. Over 1. Morales right into the hands of Buddy. Shot is wide. Hockey turned back. Morales over towards the other side. Lion Blaze to keep the pressure on. Into Craig's hands. Clears out. Morales looking for the soft shot. Buddy off to the side again is now Butler looking to build up that offense to try to build up the lead back to 2.
Morales inside! There's the lead. Score difference of 2, like Powder here was just saying. I think that Northwoods has kind of like cheated this up a little bit, almost assuming that they have like possession, they have space to work with, and they have something to try and move this ball down pitch. This has just been a series of Butler kind of cut-ins. Shaking up the plans yet again has been the name of the game for Butler. They are feeding right now.
Morales yet again the finisher for Butler. A hat trick in this game, 7 goals in this series, all set up by his teammates. And Morales again, 8 on the board today, leading his team to a 3-goal lead against Northwood late.
Okay, so 1 fantastic stuff, especially when you take a game by it. 2 is like, all right, dial up Geico, Progressive, State Farm, whatever you want to call it. That's the insurance goal. 3 is, not something that I think I could have predicted talking about a team playing against Northwoods right now. Not just Butler, but basically anybody. But hey, like we said, play on the day, right, Powder? Play on the day.
Right, and Butler has certainly done that. They have not shown any fear against this team. Can't get the shot as Hockey races in. I think he was cut off by a teammate. This allows Kai to get a clear out as Butler looking to maintain this lead and send us to an honestly unpredictable game 5. Lion Blaze might try to cut into the lead and does. He dribbles it in, still giving them time to make the comeback.
How interesting that it's mostly been either like incredibly impressive and skillful aerial play, or a ball that literally doesn't leave the ground for half of an entire pitch. Just straight up ground play, a little bit of dribble action. And with 73 seconds left, my question to you, Powder, is at what point does Butler kind of play the keep away game?
I don't know if they're going to want to play the keep away game against Northwood, to be honest. I feel like that's something that Northwood is going to be able to read quickly. I feel like Butler needs to keep up the aggression, but not over aggression. They need to keep up the offense, make Northwood, a little more uncomfortable as Northwood starting to get more comfortable themselves. 1 goal down with still plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, so we already have 9 scores on boards with about a minute left right here. For reference, that was 8 in game number 2. And the last couple from Northwoods came relatively later. I think we're in the docket for at least a couple more scores. Which side? Who knows? Not predicting that one, Powder.
Northwood struggling to find the offense early. Hockey able to get the stop. Still be able to take over. Up and over Krieg as well. Kai coming in to keep the offense on. The pressure necessary again from Butler. Over Morales. Taken off the field. Hockey upfield chasing. Gets another demo. Morales on a clear to the other side. Buddy, though, has plenty of time. Loses out the challenge. Northwood needs to get back to offense. They're struggling to, though, as Krieg, another one down. And Kai, another clear.
Lion Blaze left corner. Every time this ball hits the ceiling, we're talking about 3 or 4 seconds. Burned off. Doesn't matter. Buddy, right across the middle. Perfect pass. I believe this was Lion Blaze, and it was, as Krieg, just a really, really weak hit. Lion Blaze reads this perfectly off of the corner, and 12 seconds away from an OT. A 3-score difference gets burned away just like that. Who'd have guessed it?
Northwood themselves going aggressive, able to get the bump on Morales to open up the net. The challenge back the other way, favorable for Northwood. Can't get the shot. Kai able to cut it off. Towards the other side, still up, but it will fall. In a game 4 overtime, Butler, their lives are on the line with this one.
11 total scores guaranteed for this game number 4. The all comes down to this, a new lease on life, a game 5 situation purchase for Butler. And let's go and pulling this one away in 3-1 fashion, as that was, again, just Lion Blaze and the rest of the Northwoods players really just, like literally bumper to bumper right here, not covering hardly any of the pitch. They'd be really, really happy that Butler didn't put that one in early.
Yeah, it was a very, I don't want to say free opportunity, but it certainly could have been an easy goal for Butler. They would have found the shot. We still go further into overtime as Butler able to get it out. Not for long. Actually, they do, as Krieg is able to push it towards the back wall. Hockey on the dribble. Successful challenge from Morales, but he pays for it with his life out to the midfield. Lion Blaze taken off the field now. Buddy up into the mid. Going for it himself. Kai with the stop. Lion Blaze coming in slowly off the side. Can he get it around Krieg? He wins the challenge. No one home. Hockey in, and Northwood steals the series.
Passes into points. We said that's how this game would be decided earlier. Northwood's on an absolute tear in the last, what was that, about 2 minutes, maybe 90 seconds or so right here. Crazy stuff. Down 5-2. Comes roaring back, screaming back. Northwoods University does 4 score in a row. No 7 years ago.
It was a, for Hockey, I was going to point out that Buddy had actually tied him for leading or leader of goals for Northwood in that series. Buddy had a surge in games 2 through 4, but then Hockey at the very end gets another one in overtime. The top shelf shot to win it. They win 3 games in a row. They actually went to 2 overtimes against Butler. Again, just something that we did not predict at all. I think both of us, maybe not necessarily an easy 3-0 sweep, but with Northwood having swept their previous opponents, we really thought it was going to be a lot easier for Northwood, but Butler showed that they can go against the toughest. They did fall, but in a 3-1 fashion after taking that game 1.
Yeah, especially, like, I may have predicted a 3-1. I don't think I could have added, like, 2 overtimes in there as well. Like, I'm man enough to say that. I don't think I could have predicted that one as far, right? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. We will be looking at Nichols and Rochester College, or Rochester University, excuse me, coming up here in just a little bit. Short break in between. Powder, do we have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu for just a little bit? We will have more rocket. Hello and welcome back after a 3-1 barn burner. Butler University, Northwoods University. Northwoods taking that one down 3-1 fashion with games 1 and 4 going on into overtime. That is done and dusted. FBI Tugboat here with my man Powder. We'll be looking at Nichols and Rochester University coming up here in just a little bit.
In this match, I'm excited to see because we've gotten to see Nichols College last season, a fantastic team in their own right. However, Rochester University, almost an unstoppable team. I can't say that we've even seen them lose on stream before. This is a team that typically wins in a 3-0 fashion, typically pretty easily. I don't think that's going to be the case today. I think Nichols College has a great chance of putting up a fight against Rochester.
It's a day for upsets, apparently, or at least coming close to them. K. Frost, Pyros, and Pelosa making up your Nichols College squad. I believe that's the Buffaloes.
Yeah, fantastic roster, and Knight Luca and Skies making up the Rochester Warriors roster, a team that has teamed together for a long time, both in collegiate and in the bubble scene. And I think one time in an interview in NACE, they said that actually two of them I can't remember which two. They've actually been friends for a very long time. So this is what you have to watch out for with Rochester, is the chemistry that they have. They know how each other play. They've had plenty of experience, and they will go for the team plays when needed, but they can also pick you apart with solo plays as well. So it's one of those all-around teams that you really have to watch out for.
Yeah, what the best friend buff? The best friend buff.
Yeah.
We've heard it before. We'll see if it comes up here on the day. I think that just goes down so much more so for like the coordination and just kind of like knowing what your teammate's going to do, and that just will show its head frequently when it comes to passes and things like this.
Right, so Rochester certainly one to go for passes like that. They're for quick counterattacks as well. On defense, they can get a little lopsided sometimes, but that's also because they don't see themselves on defense very often. Nichols College, though, is a team that can get on offense often, and I'm excited to see what they can do against Rochester. However, in the end, I still feel like Rochester is going to take this series. Again, I really feel like Nichols College can put up a good fight. And you know what? We thought Butler, or at least I thought Butler, was just going to roll over to Northwood. That's not at all what happened. So like you said, Tugboat, maybe today is the day for upsets or teams coming close to getting those upsets.
I'd love to see it. We're of course coming to week 5. Last week didn't have anything for President's Day, I believe. We'll be looking at this one here shortly, but unfortunately, excited as we might be, not quite ready yet. Players got to go forth, get other things done. So we'll be back, short break with you guys, just a minute. Hopping right into the game right here. We just need a little bit of time. Set this one on up. 6 seconds into K Frost and the rest of Nichols College getting this one going rather early here, Powder.
Good start for them on offense. It's something kind of similar to Butler. I'd like to see Nichols College get that first goal to be able to propel themselves towards a Game 1 victory, because Rochester is a very, very heavily momentum-based team. When you allow them pressure, they typically find ways to crack you. And if you get that early in game 1, the rest of the series is not going to fare well for you.
Oh, well, not. K-Frost looking dangerous from up top. The double touch, but Luca negates any damage, or any danger, excuse me, that was going to pose Rochester University's defensive early. Skies left sides. As they bring this one back down, Pyros has different ideas for this ball. Back on over to the middle. No one ever really kind of picks this one up from Rochester. Not necessarily would have been open net, but maybe an offensive opportunity squandered.
This guy is taking it to the sidewall, looking for more Rochester offense. Not a lot to begin with. A couple shots, but nothing too dangerous to this point. Pyros, a miscommunication with his teammate, went a little bit too early, allowing Rochester a counterattack opportunity. Double commit, though, from Rochester. Not something you see very often. Nichols College isn't quick enough to take advantage, though. They still do find the clear, but not as easily as they would have hoped.
And now another big defensive clear. This one actually back pass, maybe attempted, not sure. Pelosa be very happy that they're there, but Skies coming from up top. Hey, I guess that just makes sense. And the Gen G tag, Knights gets it there just perfectly for Skies.
And the placement from Skies as well places it on top of Pyros' car in the net. You can't do anything but let it ricochet off, turn into a goal. Took a little over a minute and a half, a little longer than what you would almost expect from Rochester. Not too long, but they still take advantage. They still get a goal, have an early game 1 lead. They beat out the defense, maybe set up another. Facing down Pyros, keeping it close, and Pelosa will bang it out. Luke on a quick turn, however, keep it going for Rochester.
Yeah, so 2 minutes into this game, Rochester's only struck once. Looks for a second. Skies, that was the progenitor of the first goal right there. And this is Nichols just really having a lot of trouble. Bison right here, just simply getting this ball out. And even so, Knight and the rest of the Rochester University squad are just finding ways to put this on board and forcing hands of defenders.
Yeah, they've really forced Nichols to just kind of be aggressive on defense, just in the sense that they have to go for every challenge against Rochester. They're forced to go for another one. Pyros, though, isn't quick enough.
Wow.
Luca will double this one home just past halftime, stretches the lead to 2.
Wow, yeah, Luca more like Loco. Insane goal coming in right here. How many times has he even actually hit this? I think it's like technically even touched that like 3 times right up close to goal right there. I don't even know. I don't count that high, Powder. Halftime now is 2-0 lead achieved for Rochester University.
Great start for Rochester, as expected for them. Nichols College needs to quickly get back to offense, otherwise they're going to be in a world of hurt if they allow the Warriors to continue with this sort of offense. Everybody home for Rochester on defense. They get the stop, they get the clear to midfield, and they get the offense. They can. Space was given to Skies. The touch is over him. K-Frost will get a clear out, but only into the waiting hands of the Warriors once again. This guy's picking up 100 boost. Loses the challenge, but luckily for him, his teammate is there. The pass is lost out. Skies has to try to break this one out. Demolition opening space up for Nichols College. It does result in more offense. Fortunate for them, no more goals.
Yeah, so Nichols University's problem is not getting this ball over here. It's that right there. It's just simply getting passes. That was the best, most impressive shot that they've had in about 60 seconds. And at least like 4 real attempted rotations and pushes in aggressively to try and get this one going. I think they just need to coordinate it like a little bit more instead of just not like ball chasing, but just putting these shots up against a high-level Rochester University squad that's just not going to let those float in easily.
Right. It really does feel like Nichols is going for more quantity over quality right now in terms of shots. They have 4 shots, which is still not even more than Rochester, but it is the quality of those shots that is resulting in their struggles. And it's quality of shots like Sky is going for another double here. Gets it in 3-0 lead for the Warriors.
Wow, Skies. That is 3-goal lead right now. 60 seconds left. Technically enough time, but Nichols is going to have to do something quantifiably different. 9 total shots right now for Rochester, distributed about as evenly as you could get. 2 for Skies, 1 for Luca, throw an assist to boot for Knight.
We'll look for more offense late as Skies to the back wall. Can't follow it up. Pelosa can only give away possession, something else that Nichols has been struggling with. Which is it was just getting solidified clears rather than just right into the hands of Rochester. Here's another one off a desperation save from Pyros. Can get it out to midfield, but it's Luca into the air, still with control. Does lose it to K-Frost. With 30 seconds left, it's a little too late for Nichols. At this point, just looking for anything to try to head into game 2 with.
Yeah, nobody wants to go down early. Nice block there from Skies. We've been screaming that name on the offensive side of this pitch thus far. Skies coming up, the big defensive save. This is more of a mentality thing than anything, you know? Like, even hitting triple zeros, keeping this aloft and putting one up, not going scoreless, not getting shut out in the game number 1 is just about kind of pacing at this point here, Powder.
Yeah, Nichols just needing anything at this point to try to build up in game 2. I think that Rochester's really set the pace of play in game 1, almost finding last second goal there. Nichols just, it really was a struggle for them to build an offense despite how many shots they had, which is what you typically see for an average Rocket League game. But again, it was that quality that resulted in their struggles offensively, just kind of banging shots at the net rather than looking for solid team plays or passes to set up shots.
Yeah, the passes and points begin with P's for a reason, folks. 6 total attempted shots. I think this kind of goes to show just how much Nichols was for playing this on the defensive side. Outside of like that, like a real solid fat, like 90-second chunk in the middle of this game here, Powder, where Nichols just constantly on offense. Like the ball may have actually gone on the other side of the pitch like a couple times during that time, but they really, just immediately cleared it right back out and kept putting him up. That was Pelosa with at least like 3 during that time right there. But I'm just saying it's interesting. What is that? 7 total saves here for Pyros, K-Frost, and Pelosa between the 3 of them, again distributedly as evenly as you can get. But Pyros actually ends this 320 points, the most on the squad, with no actual attempted shots throughout this entire game number 1.
Right, which really goes to show how much defense that Nichols College was having to play. This is something that we kind of predicted coming into this series. Rochester, they're an offensive-minded team. They like to spend a lot of time in their opponent's half. They certainly did so in game 1, forced Nichols to play a lot of defense, made them uncomfortable, and picked them apart when it was necessary. It wasn't even a blowout win, but it was enough to where it felt like Nichols didn't really have a shot once that first goal went in for Rochester.
The Rochester Warriors really sounding the war drum early, 3-0 victory, and forcing, of course, that shutout is really the name of the game. See how this one goes. 25 seconds into this one, no real offensive opportunities for either team so far.
We did see Rochester take a little bit of time to get their first goal in game 1. About 90 seconds or so ran off the clock before they found it. Maybe looking towards the same thing here in game 2, slowly building up to it rather than going for it all early. Nichols going for it here, however, off the crossbar. Now they need to get back to offense. They won't find it though. Luca off the ceiling. Skies will follow it up. Make Nichols more awkward. It's up in the midfield. Blows up with a free carry out. Right on the successful challenge, and it's Pyros trying to keep an offense on, but once again, they just give it up to Rochester.
Nice takeaway there from K-Frost, and melting out any chances that Rochester kind of had to continue that offensive pressure until the ball is just straight up given up on the other side. That's a big defensive clear. That's the stuff that we were talking about, and that's K-Frost backing up on the other side. Whoa. Little tappy tap. Pyros can't get it.
The tappy tap there necessary, but they can't land it. Once again, still held scoreless in this series. K-Frost with an opportunity, though, behind Skies. Pelosa just wide. Pyros will break the scoring drought and open up things here in game 2.
Wow, yeah, there's a lead taken from Nichols. That was, what, about 6.5 minutes, no scores on board. Not for lack of trying, of course, but eventually. And the big idea here is that it's first, Nichols on the board.
See how they get back to things off the kickoff, and it's another goal. Quick 2-0
wow,
lead
okay.
for Nichols right off the kickoff.
That's about as good as it gets. I think that's not our fastest goal, right? Not speed-wise fastest, but our quickest goal with the least amount of time between kickoff and goal. I think on broadcast so far here today, insurance goal, once again. I love that gecko. The State Farm action. Jake over there. Insurance goal has been purchased.
Right, an aggressive challenge. Out towards the Luca along the side wall. Has Knight hunting down K-Frost. It's a behind one and a back pass towards Knight. Top left corner off the crossbar. Nobody able to follow it in time. As Knight towards the corner. He follows up on it. Blows up, breaking it out towards the midfield. Now, Skies was the last one back. Who's going to get there first? Knight, and necessary demolition there to prevent the goal. They They can't break out of defense yet, though. And Nichols has really started to put Rochester on the back foot here in game 2. Still, though, plenty of time, not even to halftime yet. Rochester just needs 2 with the offense that they can put out. It can be done quickly.
And it can. K-Frost. Knight will be back in this one just a little bit. Gets the bad spot on the other side, trying to get involved, and does. Pyros now picking this one up, right side until Luca. Is this one a big hit across? K-Frost once again the progenitor of offensive opportunities for Nichols. I gotta say, really seems like this player is just able to go forth and read these out perfectly and always get this to where they needed to be. The only reason they didn't that time is because, of course, they got demolished. Oh, low and slow blow. Oh, and fast blow, I should say. Luca, yet again, Luca loves the left side.
This is a smart shot from him as well. You can see Pyros expects it to be a high shot. Luca knows that, plays it low and left side underneath the defender and in, giving themselves plenty of time to get the final goal to tie things up. At just over 2 minutes left, off the kickoff, they'll look for more offense.
There's still plenty of time right here to tie this one back up. That was the 3rd goal total. I do not believe that's going to be the last one.
Again, towards the back wall. Pyros has to play it slow. That's favorable, for the Warriors. Knight going straight for the shot. Almost behind Pyros. Gets a little bit of a touch on it. Rochester can't catch up, but it's still into their hands again. Those clears from Nichols College, not what they need to be right now. Going into the hands of Rochester. It results in more offense. The double tap is wide, and yet another clear straight into the waiting hands of Knight. Gets the reset, goes underneath one, underneath a second, and finishes off to tie it up.
Absolutely brutal. The issue earlier was quantity. Quality, Knight doesn't know the meaning of quantity. It's all about that quality. Beautiful shot right there. Rochester also only has 3 save, and all of these are coming out from Luca. Skies doesn't have the assist, doesn't have the save, doesn't have the shots attempted even quite yet. So Nichols, even though this is tied up, they do have that time of possession. They can be kind of extrapolated from having more shots attempted on goal to 7. This is still anybody's game.
Certainly is, and with a minute left, a lot can happen. Nichols College wanting to get back to their offensive ways they had. 6.5 minutes of a scoring drought immediately was broken by 2 quick goals. However, they are stuck on their back foot as Luca, he's racing back, but Knight on a quick cut keeps the offense on. The Warriors just keep pounding the back wall of Nichols College. One up towards the side finally will break some pressure for the Bison.
Wow, okay, Knight gets there just in the nick of time. That was more of not didn't even really get there, just right place, right time. Just put it in the park for a couple seconds, wait for ball to come on in. Fantastic job. We're on the precipice, the cusp right now, Powder, of another overtime situation. If this goes to it, that does mean, of course, that of the 6 games broadcast here today from Daystar League, 3 of them will have gone to overtime. Let's get there first, though.
It's been a lot of close matches, or close games to this point. Butler took it to Northwood last time, and Nichols College putting up a great fight in game 2. Knight, we'll see what he wants to do with it. Does he want to keep it up? He does, and he has an opportunity to go the other way, but K-Frost will happily see this one into overtime.
Nichols really needs to take this one here. Down 2-0, if they drop this, it might be a little bit too much pressure to drop. Not necessarily individual games, not necessarily to get swept, but for the series. That reverse sweep being required here a little bit later. Oh my goodness, Knight almost escorts this one all the way in. Can't quite get the finish across defensive players of Nichols.
Nichols looks like they're struggling for boost right now. A couple players low, resulting in Rochester being able to push this back onto offense. K-Frost, with nothing left in the tank, is going to be forced to take a challenge against Luca, which he loses. Belows the last one back. Bump is straight out. Luca going for the pass midfield. Skies can't get there in time. Pyros on the clear to the side wall. Knight avoiding a chase. Pyros steals 100 boost. Knight tries to get it around Pelosa, can't quite do so. The offense still on for the Bison, but they're not putting the pressure on to keep it going, as Skies will just low dribble this one out. Luca will take over.
A nice takeaway right there. We saw a boost-starved Rochester University squad. They're making a real point, pretty much around the time that Powder mentioned it earlier, folks, to kind of starve out this Nichols University squad, and that's exactly what was happening. It's exactly why Nichols wasn't even really able to get in the offensive stance for quite a while right there, and this has continued on. Rochester University continuously send players back to side. Big boost shot over the double commit. There's another one. Luca, bad angle, can't finish it.
Pelosa, low boost, has to take a 50 against Knight, which he loses. Pyros able to win one. It's up for K-Frost, laying it down to Pyros again, looking for the drop down pass. One there, allowing Skies to take over, gives it away to Knight. Looks to follow it up himself, can't do so. K-Frost winning out the challenge. Pyros along the side, beaten out, and Pelosa, he's the last one back. That's not where he needs it to go. He has to go up again. It's around him. Pass down, right side shot from Knight, wins it for Rochester.
Wow, an overtime situation that extends a 5-minute Rocket League game into 7, ends out with the same result, that we saw in game number 1 in Rochester University. The Warriors there taking this one in OT. Now a reverse sweep required for Nichols University. We will contemplate the possibility of this one. Powder, any thoughts?
This, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be very tough for Nichols College to be able to complete a reverse sweep. I think they have a chance at getting a game against Rochester, but with the way that the Warriors were able to make the comeback late off of a very high quality play, the double tap in, or actually it was the flip reset that got it tied up.
Yep.
It's plays like that Rochester can explode off of and carry momentum forward. So Nichols, their work is cut out for them. I think they can take a game, but I don't know if they're going to be able to complete that reverse sweep.
Like the simple fact, like I think that this one will come, like when we talk about reverse sweep capabilities, right? I think that this one is kind of like the difference, the edge right there is going to be determined by this game number 1, by that 0-3. This game 2 could have gone either way. When you flip that coin 3 more times, though, in a situation where Nichols can't even drop 1 now, I think that we're going to just get kind of like almost a mathematical result at that point, folks. When we return, very short break after game 2, the last game possibly between Nichols University and Rochester University, when we return. All about honesty, folks, and keeping your promises. A short break it was indeed. I didn't say just how short it was going to be, all right? 10 seconds now into this one. Again, possible last game between Nichols University. They're down 2-0 in the series. Even the last game was rather close.
I'd like to see Nichols College really break out early, and I mean, they did so in game 2. That's the struggle for them. Again, that scoring drought immediately capped off by 2 quick goals. That was all that they found in game 2. They've been scoreless since, and now staring down the barrel of that 0-2 deficit in this series. You can't focus on the reverse sweep. You need to focus on game 4 first. If they can do that, then their chances of the reverse sweep get much, much higher than if they were to try to focus on it right now. Rochester, with an early offense, is looking to shut this down in game 3.
It's just like an odd offensive performances sometimes from Nichols. They're like a really like bursty team, right? You saw that in game 1 where they just had like 90 full seconds pretty much of just offensive onslaught, pressure, shots all over the place. Like we were talking about, quantity, perhaps not so much quality. Game 2, both of their goals come within about the same space of distance, about the same 90 seconds, and they go up by 2-0. Rochester University is allowed to read this offense, figure out what it is that they want to do, and then put up 2 to push it overtime in the 3rd to win that game.
I like what Rochester's doing to try to keep the ball away from Nichols College. Didn't quite work out that time. They are slowing down their offense because it hasn't looked a little bit better in this game. No goals out of it just yet. Only 1 shot to show. But Rochester is still not even on the board in terms of shots. Is Nichols College looking for the back wall pass. Luca reading it the whole way. I can't. And now the top shelf shot from K-Frost gives them another lead.
Wow, yeah, so minute 47 seconds into this one, there's only 2 total attempted goals. You said it perfectly, Powder. A much more slower tempo to talk about offensive performances, offensive opportunities.
See off the kickoff how Rochester responds. I mean, we did see Nichols College get a quick kickoff goal last time that they scored. This time, Held short of that as Luca on the turn sees K-Frost going after it and decides to turn back. Pyros quickly to it off the corner. Sky's up looking for Knight, a bit too far out for him, but he can't get the challenge. K-Frost looking for the side for a clear. Carries it low. Luca caught awkward, does get the pass though over to Skies. Looks for the double tap once again, but the slight bump was just enough to throw him off. A good defensive stand from Nichols College. They look for more offense.
That's a bad centering shot. Skies barely blocks it. Knight really is the one to stop this one, but still the offensive pressure remains. K-Frost and the rest up close and personal right now till K-Frost gets melted out, sent back to respawn. Think about where they want to position themselves next. On the offensive yet again. Rose, that was almost centered, and Sky is still forced to play it. K-Frost back against the rebound. No, excuse me. A big defensive clear the other way, and that's how an offensive changes.
Rochester still looking to find more offense. Only one shot in this game 3. I like what we typically see out of them with plenty of shots to show for. Is Knight. He'll come up, keep it on. Looking for the roll down pass. Pelosa there in time, but Luca able to keep it on. Only gives it away to Pyros though. Now Sky's forced to put it towards the side. Knight able to keep it going a little bit longer as Skies takes over. Over towards the middle, can't get it done. Pass off the side. Favorable for Nichols College as they break out once again, maintaining this lead with less than 90 to go.
Yeah, so now just like that, we see how the paces of things change. Rochester University spends more than half of a Rocket League game with... Okay, I know they do have 2 attempted shots now, but nothing going in. That's just a little bit too high. Knight! Oh my goodness. Tries to like reposition themselves, like kind of back wheels still on the ground, like it's a little slower ball. Heartbreaking. We've all been there before.
Rochester, still a little bit of time left to get this goal, but that time is ticking away. Skies will look for it himself. Easy enough stop from Pelosa. Free opportunity with the ball. Gives it away to Rochester again. Sky's too much forward momentum. But it does catch Nichols College off guard a little bit. Knight, though, is not able to recover. Is now Knight taken off the field. Shot on, easily put away by K-Frost. I'm really starting to tick away for Rochester to walk away with this sweep.
Yeah, I'm just like really surprised. Again, pace completely changing right here. A lot of pressure. Pelosa now the other way. A second goal right now surely means that Nichols University, will be able to do it. That's so close to it. Oh my god. Oh, still triple zeros though. Score difference in 1 means to sudden death we go.
Look for it in the air. Can't catch up. That one will fall.
Wow, okay.
And Nichols, they do find the game 4 victory. They extend the series and give themselves some hope as they try to get that reverse sweep.
There you go. A little bit of extra Rocket League action coming up here, you guys, right? No clean 3-0 sweeps. Not what we do here at an A-Star League. Butler University, Northwoods University also going down to Game 4 barn burner, as we head into there now. Taking a look at the numbers. Hey, well, this makes a lot more sense, right? 4 total attempted shots for Nichols, only 1 going in. 4 attempted shots for Rochester. Nothing going in. 2 saves right there, 3 saves for Nichols. This is about as even numbers-wise as you can get here, folks.
And I think Nichols did a better job of maintaining possession away from Rochester. They weren't banging the ball, looking for clears, and just giving it away to Rochester as often. Still happened a little bit, but not to the point where Rochester was just killing them offensively. So Nichols, if they can get back to that, I think they're going to find a lot more success. I mean, Rochester is not a team that is going to get shut out very often. They got it done in game 3, Now they just need to get it done in games 4 and potentially game 5.
Yeah, so beginnings of a reverse sweep. Who knows? 2 of these games have already gone down to 1 score differences. The overtime game 2, and now the shutout pitched of Rochester University. Nichols on a little bit of a run. If they can kind of maintain this situation, at some point it becomes like a mental thing as well for Rochester. Like, hey, we haven't put anything across this net in 5 minutes plus now going.
Head into game 4. Nichols College want to get back to their start quickly. I mean, it did take them a little bit of time to get the 1 goal of game 3, But if they can really get out to a quick lead, only gonna bode more for them heading into the remainder of this series. Palooza gets bumped off the ball as Knight will look to carry it out. Frost, not what he wants. Sky's coming in, but the cut from Pyros is there in time. Offense still on for Rochester. Shut down. Luca just looking to play this away and allow his teammates time to get back and get boost.
And Palooza trying to escort this one aerially, gets there and does, but like you said, all of Rochester was rotated and able, with boost in hand, to play this defensively. Still an offensive stance assumed here from Nichols. Back on over to the left side. They've really loved this corner the past 30 seconds or so, and they just really need to bring it out and send it back up. That's a solid shot. Double commit on the other side. If this was a player that already pre-jumped his aerial, that'd be about as open as you get.
Nichols College, not what they want. Again, giving away the possession. They are able to gain it back, but the shot is not what is needed. Aggression, opening things up. Frost winning out the challenge. No one is home. Shot's going to be high. Knight take over, take it to the corner, loses it out to Frost. This guy is not able to get there in time. Luca off the corner and beats out one. Frost on the rotation, though, able to find more offense. It's just about finding those high-quality shots again. 3 are on the board already. Not enough to break through.
Yes, it kind of seems like as well as Nichols really enjoys using, like, not just back post, not but like, you know, for rebounds and whatnot, but more so the corners right here. And I think once Rochester just loads up these corners, it's just so difficult for them to go forth and get anything out of it and try and get the ball out and centered instead of just back on into the corner and then wait for the defensive clear. 0 scores on boards thus far. That was almost an own goal. That one is a fantastic save, but still the other way, and Knight gets this one up, gallops out to it, stops that one in its tracks. Still double zeros.
The composure from Knight to get the stop, falling off the backboard, and now it's him the other way on the counterattack, breaking through. Rochester's first goal since game 2. It gives them the lead as we near halftime.
Wow, an own goal right there as well. I believe that would have bounced leftwards and gone in anyway. Knight's shot would have, but not 100% sure. Technical own goal side of Nichols right there. As players were just all like fighting, scraping, clawing, trying to get into a position to block this ball away. Now it's Nichols looking at a shutout situation.
Ooh, Knight just off the crossbar. Not actually what Rochester needed anything else, and I think they maintained the offense. Instead, though, it's a counterattack for the Bison. Now it's Knight. Another counterattack back the other way, and it's taken advantage of by Skies. The team play setting them up for the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and I love Knight's coming off this back ramp as well. And also, this is just perfect pass, right? Knight realized they'd burn most of their boost. Skies is coming off a big side boost right there. That billiards pocket. There's it right there, and it's the easiest goal this player's career right here. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in this one. 1-2 scores required here. About one every minute for Nichols, and they haven't seen 1 in 3.
Knight looking for the corner. Frost aggressive for it. Perfect challenge out for Palooza. Luca, though, is given time. Double commit from Nichols College. That's 2 of the 3 players. That last one is Palooza doing what he can to shut down the Rochester offense. It's not enough. Frost has to get in at the last moment to get the stop. However, Knight is still there, still gets the shot, still gets the lead further for Rochester.
Yeah, the dream may have died here for Nichols University. They get the first one, but 99 seconds left in this one. There's a calculations score every 33 seconds here for the side of Nichols, and that's of course just to tie this one back up. They've already proved they can get it done, bring it to overtime. Getting it done from there, maybe a little bit of a different story, and that's again 3 scores away from where we're sitting as of right now.
Knight on a turn, ball's placed over him as Skies loses out the challenge. Knight has to turn quick. Does give it up towards Luca. Luca gets over the defense. 2 go up for Rochester. Now Frost back the other way. Skies quickly to it, knowing Frost can't do anything with the ball on his head like that. I am really starting to run out for Nichols. Can they find one here? They do. They cut the deficit down.
Okay.
Themselves 65 seconds to work with.
There you go, keeping up the average perfectly, right? 99 earlier. Well, actually, no, sorry, a second later for Nichols, right? It was 33 seconds per goal. Now it's, what, 32 and a half or whatever else like that. Math is hard and math is dumb. 65 seconds left to see if Nichols can do it. That's an abandoned open net situation, and now Pyro's picking up the other way.
That is, you know, it's a weird one. Nichols is going to take it up over Skies and into a wide open net. Another kickoff goal from Nichols, their second of the series. Cut the deficit down to just one, now with 58 seconds to work with.
Yeah, 30 seconds ago, Nichols was getting shut out of this one, or excuse me, 45 seconds ago, Nichols was getting shut out of this one. Now they're in a situation where it is one bare score and plenty of time to at least push this one to overtime. Maybe even take two after that. Who knows? The world is Nichols University's oysters right now.
Oh, but the miss from K-Frost, it doesn't come back to bite them. Their defender behind him able to take advantage. And Rochester do keep it on, but nothing too threatening yet. Luca looking to keep possession away from Nichols College. It's over Pelosa. K-Frost only gives it away to Knight. Now Pyros on the kill. This guy's getting hunted down. Now one getting hunted down. He takes him out, and Pyros ties it with 18 to go.
Also, folks, check it out. 10 total scores for Nichols. 10 total scores. 10 total shot attempts for Nichols. 3 goals for Nichols. They're all by Pyros. Get the cap out. Pyros has a hat trick.
Pyros, the leading scorer for Nichols College to this point. Now with 15 seconds left, they have the opportunity to take the lead, try to get the win to stretch it to a game 5. Otherwise, Rochester looking for that 3-1 victory. Knight towards the net, and now Sky's quick turn. Nice. It was Luca who turned quicker to get the shot. Still saved, and we head to an overtime.
8 total games on broadcast, folks. Half of them, 4 of them going to overtime. Are you not entertained? I don't know what else we could give you. Don't know what else we could give you.
Rochester needing to break out. They do so, but only to midfield. Skies and Knight both go up. Knight needs to get over Pyros and does. Now Pelosa caught awkward, forced to play back. Forced to give it away to Luca. Skies racing in. A little too aggressive. Bison able to get some offense from it. Shipped up from Luca. Keeps it away from the Bison a little bit longer. Now a clear out, aided by Nichols College. Skies to follow, looking for the back wall pass. Knight in a very awkward spot, forced to turn back for it. Will follow up himself and get the clear out. Rochester really struggling to build up that offense. Ooh, with the one shot. That's just a little bit off as Pyros goes the other way.
Okay, yeah, Skies was in a little bit of a weird position right there. That looked dangerous coming back down, but K-Frost, rest of Nichols, solid little run right now. Ball hanging out in mid-pitch, just kind of deciding which way it wants to go. Skies influences the decision. Knight down bottom. Skies almost ends this one.
Ooh, close shot there. Rochester building up the passes more. Up over the last defender. Pelosa turns back for it. Luca towards the other side. Knight sees it immediately. Turns. Oh, a miss from Nichols College. Now what they need, 2 misses on a pass that is not where they need it to be. Pyros goes up along with K-Frost. You can see the Bison are getting panicky as they are desperate to break out. Another one given away towards the Warriors, but it's a bit too slow to work with. Now Skies, the shot cut away. Luca, the shot is wide. Skies will cut it down. A bump coming out, can't do anything. And finally, the Bison are free.
Wide open spaces, at least it seems, for the Bison right there to stampede through. Not going to happen as easily as now. A hit out to the left side, goes back the way against this blue squad. Almost walks the dog all the way in across right there from Skies. If this goal was a pixel larger, Powder, I tell you.
What a flick up from Pyros. Knight reads it. It's the touch. Dump out from Skies, just looking to break the pressure that Nichols College had. Pyros with space to work with. Goes to the air, up over Knight, and into the net, sending us to game 5.
There you go. Maybe we should have doubted the reverse sweep potential here, Powder, because that is what Nichols has done. They come out here and drop 2 games back-to-back right here. One of them in overtime form, which has got to be, obviously, you know, a little bit salty, little sting right there, and the other one a complete shutout. They do everything in a bag of chips since then to now push this to an overtime situation. A best-of-5 series boiled all the way down to a one and done right here, Powder.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic turnaround from Nichols College, and it's tough to say that Rochester doesn't even have a chance now because, I mean, they still have the offense. It's just that Nichols College defense has cleaned up so much that they aren't getting the easy goals anymore. The passing plays aren't working out as well as they used to. Nichols has found a way to break out the other way, and they are giving the ball to Pyros. They are letting him do his own thing, and it is working out to perfection. All 4 goals in that game for Nichols was scored by Pyros, by far the leading scorer for this series. And if Rochester does not find a way to shut him down in Game 5, they might end up on the wrong side of a reverse sweep.
Yeah, so it would definitely feel terrible, but that is the situation that Rochester has to reasonably look at as of right now, Powder. I think that really for the other side, for Rochester, I mean, like you just said, the writing is on the wall. Just straight up demo Pyros, right? Set this player ablaze. It's partially in the name right there for Pyro. I don't know. But seriously, just bumps, demos, physical play, whatever else you need to do to shut down this player and force K-Frost, force Pelosa go forth and try their hand at offense, which is a situation that is mostly sees Rochester University coming out on top. Okay. Never mind.
5 seconds in, and already a goal on the side of Nichols College. Rochester University in a very uncomfortable position, and might I say a very rare position for themselves to find themselves in, down looking towards this reverse sweep.
Yep, early lead right here. Skies takes it off a kickoff. Pyro sends it Rochester's way. Back down, Pelosa. More boost to be spoken of. Tries to take the offensive point man position and does. It's his back pass on over to Knights right now. Knights almost getting this one over Pyros, but hey, Pyros has just been on fire recently.
Frost, the clear goes into the hands of Luca, but an excellent bump on him. Clears up space, allows the Bison to break out. Pyros a little bit too speedy. Instead, for towards Skies. Pelosa, it's a fake. Now a shot. Pyros goes up. A little bit of boost to work with as he works his way down towards the ground. Loses control as Skies takes over. K-Frost up to follow. Only give it away to Luca. Looks for the back wall. Pyros cuts it off. Now Knight will go up as Luca looking to hunt K-Frost. Can't do it. The offense is still on for the Warriors.
It's been an elongated offense indeed until Pyros has something to say about that one. Key takeaway here for Luca. K-Frost was the player back, and they're going to be happy for it. Plenty of boost right now. Should be able to hit this a couple more times until Skies pops up to it. Pelosa, left side. Just gets left waiting in the lurch right there. They're trying to come off of wall with no boost to be spoken of. That is somehow a 150 right here as it's a centered ball. Nobody on the other side of Nichols to be able to receive this one. So defense holding strong. Offense maybe having a little bit of shakes and changes.
Defense holding strong for Nichols College as well. Still no shots registered for the Warriors. Just 2 on the side of Nichols College. So like you said, defense all around for both of these teams. However, Rochester, they need to get back to this offensive set that they know so well. Nichols College has shut it down for the previous 2 games. They still have time to work with, though. Now K-Frost, the only one back, looks for the bump. He gets it. Skies will look for the net, but Pyros gets there in time. Gets the stop as K-Frost looks for the counterattack. It's quickly cut off by Skies.
Really slow ball right here, and Pyros doesn't like slow. Pyro likes speed, fast, loud, in your face. Pyros down bottom. Pyros hits onto that one defensive player. I believe that was Luca, not 100% sure, but there was 2 there. Second one made the play. That's the type of things that Nichols is going to be able to use to win this game, and therefore, of course, win the series. Physical play after attempted shots, I'm telling you.
The offense maintains for Nichols College. Not the shot they want, much too slow. It's sent towards the side wall, rolling down. Skies beating out one. It's K-Frost now forced to race back. Knight coming in, doesn't go for the shot. He may have thought a teammate was closer to take the shot while he chased for a demolition. Another opportunity gone by the wayside for Rochester. They're still held at just 1 shot in 3 minutes of gameplay in Game 5. They need more shots quickly. They are stuck where we saw Nichols College was early on. Not enough shots and not enough high-quality shots as time continues to tick away.
Yeah, man, that's the 6th right now, and it's Pelosa coming through and really showing that game face here. Pyros had all 4 goals for this Nichols University squad previous game. That situation is over. It's Pelosa with 4 of the 6 right now. And Rochester, again, as Powder here was saying, only 1 attempted shot across 3.5 minutes.
Luca, the pass over to Skies. Oh, another rebound. Luca can't get to it. He still has the opportunity, but it is cut off by the defense. That is the best opportunity that Rochester has gotten in a long time for a goal, and they could not find it. Luca still can get to this one in time. He can bump Pyros off. They have 60 seconds left to find this goal to get things tied up.
Who'd have guessed it, Powder? These games go rather fast. You don't have 7, 8, 9 total scores. Only 45 seconds. It seems the last time I blinked, these 2 teams were lining up at 5 minutes.
40 seconds as Luca comes in. K-Frost cutting it off. Pyros taken off the field. Luca looking for the backward shot. K-Frost the stop. Not the placement he needs. And Knight cleans it up to tie the game with 32 left.
There you go. Maybe quantity as well as quality now, as Rochester has found themselves 4 since the last time we mentioned it. 5 total. 6 total for the side of Nichols right now, as we are looking at a much more even-handed Rocket League game the past, 45 seconds?
It's been a fantastic game up to this point for Nichols College, but Rochester has turned things around, tying things up with only 20 left. They have the offense as Luca. He plays it up, but into the hands of Nichols College, who doesn't take advantage of it. Instead, it's backwards, and now Rochester given more opportunity late in the game. Pyros, the long clear out. Sky is carrying it back towards the other side. Loza up into the air, killed down for a winner-takes-all Game 5 overtime.
All right, I know I keep saying it, but 5 total overtimes across 9 games. Not sure how much more close you want these to be, folks. Rochester University as well. Oh my goodness, that was so close. They're 3-0 on the series is what I'm saying. Week 5 didn't play last week. They dropped this. They will have lost their first match in a full reverse sweep fashion.
Sky is coming up to take the challenge. He does get it back towards Knight as Pelosa caught very awkward in the corner. Frost does get the clear, but into the hands of Knight. Luca coming up on it. Lays it high for Knight. Looks for the back wall pass. K-Frost reading it the whole way. Right into the hands of Rochester once again. Backwards pass towards Luca. Fakes out 2. Trying to play this one slow, but just doesn't have enough boost. He can take the challenge. Now Knight off the field. That one will silence the offensive opportunity for Rochester. Now it's Nichols' turn to try to get back the other way.
K-Frost there. K-Frost gone yet again. Just temporarily deleted yet again. Down bottom. Pyros puts it there, and Pelosa can't get it there in the nick of time. This one blocked away. And we look at an overtime right now that may not end for a while.
Frost trying to take his time. He doesn't have any boost. Can't go for it. Pelosa off the side. Pyros will play this back towards K-Frost. Knight, aggressive challenge. Can't get it done. Now stuck. And now a 2v1 is Luca last one back. Pyros gets the clear, but it is into the hands of Skies. Can he get over K-Frost? He can. Doesn't set up much just yet. Knight can keep it going as Pelosa, given time and space. Right towards Luca. Pyros taken off the field. Beaten out. K-Frost last one back. He's got to race back. Placed just a bit wide. Dangerous. And now awkward again. But the Bison do still break out. Try to get back to offense.
It's hard to fence in some Bison, I reckon. Never tried it myself, Powder. Never tried it myself. 2 minutes, though. Overtime plus, 7+ minute Rocket League game. Offense right now against Nichols. Back on over to the middle. Barely there is K-Frost. Just ice wall impersonation right there. Pyros down bottom. Weak hit, but enough for the clear. For Knights, as now they come off the corner. Bring this one out. K-Frost on over to teammate. Pelosa tries to accept this across the middle. Not going to happen. Michael's back on over to the defensive stance as Knights puts us up. Back on over to right corner. Been there a while. Very familiar. Luca barely Gets this one blocked away from Pelosa.
Knight looking to keep the offensive on. He has guys in the midfield, but Pelosa is there in time to get the stop. Another midfield pass into Luca. One man taken off the field, but Pelosa able to get it out to at least midfield. These guys will pick up 100 boost. Now dribble back the other way. Loses a little bit of the control. Gains it back. Keep pushing forward into the corner as Pelosa takes over. Luca towards the corner again. Drop down pass. Instead it's cleared out. Pelosa on a quick turn. Shot will be wide, and Knight scoop this one towards the side, and Luca for the clear.
3 minutes, 20 seconds. We have more of a second Rocket League game in overtime than not here, folks. Round and round we go. Said earlier, where we stop, I don't know. I do not know. No predictions made from this caster. Could have made that one after game 2. Not feeling so comfortable now here, Powder.
Rochester still maintaining the pressure as Pelosa takes a challenge. Desperate to get out. K-Frost, nothing in the tank. Still gets enough for a flick. Knight will take it over. Pushing it out as K-Frost powerful shot. Right side finishes off the reverse sweep.
Nicely done. It might have taken him a little bit of time. Might have even started with that donut against him. That 0 score in game number 1 here, Powder. But not going to matter. It's Nichols University in the end. The Bison coming all the way through. I feel like a fool. Started this one out calling them the Buffaloes, but I'll have you folks know there's a lot of difference in Buffalo and Bison. Bison have large humps on their shoulders and bigger heads than Buffalo. So I'm sorry. Calling them the wrong name to start this one out. How dare I, Powder? How did I?
There was what a comeback it was for the Bison as well. I mean, we really thought that Rochester, after the 2-0 lead that they had, that they were just going to walk into a victory. We said it might not necessarily be a sweep, but after 2 straight wins, we really thought that Rochester had it. Instead, they shut out Rochester in game 3 and then fully take them down in games 4 and 5 to secure that reverse sweep. What a way to shut them down.
What a way indeed. What a way indeed. Folks, this is Nate Starley, which means we got a little post-game interview action coming at you. This has been Nichols University taking it 3-2 victory here, full reverse sweep. When we return, we'll be sitting down with one of these Nichols University players to kind of get a look inside the mind of this player post-game. Back with you in just a minute. We are here and we are back. FBI Tugboat with my man Powder coming in to sit down with K-Frost of Nichols University after the 3-2 comeback victory. K-Frost, you with us? There you go. The boys in the back.
Yes, sir. Hello. Yeah, the whole team's here.
There you go. Hey, got it. Hey, we'd have it no other way. Questions to you though, K-Frost. First one, I gotta ask, what changed about this series? You guys started off 0-3, unfortunately, the goose egg, right? Nothing put up in game number 1, but then that changed a lot more as the series went on, didn't it?
Yeah, so dropping the first 2 games was like, we didn't have any momentum. We respected them a lot, which was not good. We didn't really play our game. And then in the last 3 games, we kind of just like took over. We like screw this, we're gonna play our way. Like, it was literally just all confidence from there, and we just like ego chow, and we just like screw it.
I love it. I love it. Powder?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, a fantastic comeback, and I mean, for you guys, this is a statement victory. We've gotten to see your school play before, but never on a stage like this against a CRL team, a team that made it deep into NACE last year. I mean, what's the season looking like for you guys after this victory tonight?
Obviously, we're gonna take it 3-0 each team all the way. I don't see us dropping another game to any of these other schools. Rochester and Britton Parker were the only two schools in this pool that we knew that we were gonna like have trouble with, and you know we came out so far and just showed our shit. So
I love it. I love it. A little bit of fun we're gonna have here, K Frost. Which comeback was more impressive? The bison species towards the end of the 18th century after being hunted almost to extinction, or the bison comeback here today against the Rochester University? Which one more impressive?
definitely the comeback to today. I don't know anything about the other comeback, but I know this one in the present day.
Gotcha. Powder?
I mean, that's about all I have. I mean, for you guys, what a comeback that it was. I mean, I just gotta say congratulations to you guys, because you know what? I'll be completely honest. We thought that Rochester was gonna take this, especially after the 2-0. So for you guys to storm back like that, I mean, it was like a stampede of bison coming out. So I mean, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Last question here before we get you on out of here, K Frost. No victory is taken solo dolo. I want to ask if you have any shout outs.
Shout out to the Nichols boys. Everybody here at Nichols is just awesome. We just love it. Like the energy and the support we have here is amazing. That's all.
Gotcha. Love to see it. K Frost, thank you for coming in, sitting down, and giving us many of your time after the victory. A 3-2 comeback, reverse sweep, the whole thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. This has been, again, Nichols coming through. A little bit of flack in the beginning, but ending it out in perfect fashion. 3-2 right there. And just so much overtime, Powder. So much overtime.
I know we had, another 2 overtimes? Like you said, nearly half of the games we've played tonight have gone to overtime. And this time they split it, but in the end, it went towards Nichols College. What a reverse sweep from them to, like I said, make a statement win here in NACE.
Absolutely. NACE Starley continues as well. Folks, that's not it. Short break. When we return, University of Wisconsin taking on OKC University. That is Oklahoma City University. Back with you guys in just a minute. And we are back. We are here in Leo Live. NACE Star League, Rocket League action, collegiate style coming at you. FBI Tugboat here with my man Powder. We've had a lot of back and forth. We've had no sweeps, but we have had a reverse sweep here, Powder, and more overtime games than not.
Right, I think this is more overtimes than what we've seen throughout the entire season combined tonight. Nearly half of them going the extra distance, and we've seen both teams take them as well. It's not like just one team in each series being able to take them. They've split them down the middle. It's been an exciting night so far, and I'm excited to hop into our next match.
Absolutely, absolutely. Taking a look at this one, University of Wisconsin, that's stout 2-0 as of right now, taking on Oklahoma City University. I will go through University of Wisconsin, sir, if you do OKC. That is Messiah, that is Brave, and that is Volt Destroyer here for your University of Wisconsin squad.
And for Oklahoma City University, bringing out K-Storm, Tater, and Nickel. On both sides, some names that I do recognize. We've gotten to see these teams before, but it has been a while, so I am excited to see what these teams can do here tonight.
See how this one goes. Back on the pitch, Messiah, Brave, Volt Destroyer. Getting this one going early, taking, maybe not winning the kickoff, but at least taking possession there shortly afterwards. Tater on over to Nickel, but Nickel can't quite pick it up.
So he'll head back the other way as Messiah looking for the dribble back into the offensive half, but can't quite do so for University of Wisconsin. The awkward shot nearly behind K-Storm as Volt Destroyer behind one, no one home. K-Storm on a quick turn, gets there in time. Now heading back the other way, it is OCU looking for the backwards pass, but K-Storm flips out of the way. Now Nickel will be there to keep it going, just not the way that they wanted.
Back down bottom, Nickel right side. Nice big defensive clear here for the University of Wisconsin. Brave trying to turn this into something a little bit more. Can't quite get there. Volt Destroyer, solid angle, and Volt Destroyer strikes first.
A great shot from him, set up by Brave, just dumping it into the defender. Volt Destroyer quickly sees the defense, is in a very uncomfortable position. Places it far side, no one's catching up to it. Early lead now for University of Wisconsin Stout.
Stout squad indeed here. Not a particularly super early goal, not a super late one either. That pace kind of set right now as Volt Destroyer looks to line up for their second. Both players on the OKC side getting to, like OCU side, excuse me. Shot right there, and another one, Volt Destroyer. 1 minute and 12 seconds, folks. 4 shots attempted, 2 of them made in. Crazy stuff.
What a quick start from him. Like you said, 2 for 4 already, and we're only a minute 12 into this series. Brave himself already with 2 shots on the board as well. 1 assist setting up Volt Destroyer. Excellent start for Wisconsin Stout. They get the stop here. They do. It's Volt Destroyer carrying it out, but shut down by Tater. Looks for the backwards pass. It's Brave banging it the other way, leaving K-Storm all alone. Not the spot he wants it to be. The challenge is successful, but they can't find the goal out of it. Now Nickel back the other way.
Nickelback, that's funny. Volt Destroyer right here. Kind of hitting Tater. That's dangerous, but just a little bit too high. And the teammate, believe that was Brave, was able to get the defensive clear out to the right side. Now Volt Destroyer back in the offensive where they are very comfortable doing so. Messiah kind of caught mid-rotation right there. Now gives up possession and gets demoed for it. A Storm finding demos on the other side as Nickel tries to cash in across the middle. No, it's Tater! Frying one up across the middle, and the score difference now halved.
Excellent fight here from Nickel. Winning out the challenge, gives it to Tater, and it's a perfectly placed shot from him away from the defenders. This past 2 minutes, 3 total goals on the board. Now OCU has found their way onto the scoring sheet. We'll see how they respond with that kind of momentum. Over quickly back to the Blue Devils. It's Volt Destroyer taking over. Nickel, it's up in time as he pushes it out. And you get the follow. Braves alone, taken off the field from Messiah. An awkward return, though, from Wisconsin Stout. They still win it out. They still win it to midfield, but Nickel in time to keep the offense on for OCU.
Volt Destroyer. Seems like Tater and the rest of OCU has kind of figured out this play, whereas previous series, those Pyros on for Nichols, kind of shutting down that player. Now it's shutting down the Volt Destroyer right here. Grounding out the voltage. I don't know. Wow, Brave with a solid offensive opportunity. Solid shot right there. Messiah bringing this one back and out towards the middle. Under boost is a dangerous situation for a player like Volt Destroyer, and now gets down low and slow. Blocks that one yet again. Both sides of the pitch, or both sides of the ball, excuse me, Volt Destroyer can play.
Messiah, excellent challenge to try to keep the offense on. Volt Destroyer showing off his finesse again with the challenge. However, it's Nickel taking over one more time, tries to put up midfield. It's into Volt Destroyer's hands yet again, wins out another challenge. This time though, Tater able to catch it. Gonna flick over one, but Messiah there to get the follow. Follows it up himself again. Will flick all the way down, steals the mid boost too. Can he get the challenge in the corner? Instead, it's Volt Destroyer losing out the challenge actually. For Nickel instead to try to take over, as OCU looking for more offense that's been building up throughout this game, but they still need another to get it tied up.
Yeah, so about 60 seconds away from into this one. OCU, not for lack of trying right now, though, I gotta say. 6 total shots, but the thing is, they just gotta get K-Storm involved a lot more into this game. More methodical block on the other side.
Wisconsin Stout looking to build up that offense late, looking to, at the very least, just maintain pressure, keep away from OCU. They dump it further into the corner. Messiah really just playing keep away at this point. Looks for the back wall, wins out the challenge, and steals the corner as well, doing everything they can to prevent Oklahoma City University from getting the second goal. Volt Destroyer around one, but taken off the field as now an opportunity has been given to OCU, but quickly lost out from Volt Destroyer.
Wow.
He gets a wide open net, places it in, and about seals the Game 1 victory.
There you go. That's Volt Destroyer right there with the Lightning. The 2-score lead now purchased. Insurance goal is what we call it. 19 seconds to go. I guess if OKC wins a kickoff here and then lines it back up with like 4 or 5 seconds, enough time to actually get an offensive play drawn up, might be it, but they pretty much have to win this one off right here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Now, very well-handed victory for Wisconsin Stout in Game 1. We saw Oklahoma City University not really get comfortable on offense. They did have 6 shots, but kind of similar to what we saw in the previous series, where not enough of them were high quality to break through the Wisconsin Stout defense. And instead, Wisconsin Stout looking for plays like that double tap. They don't get it that time, but they still get the Game 1 victory.
Yeah, it could have very easily been a 4-1 right there, and this in no small part off the back of the player we were talking about, off of Volt Destroyer. But it was brave, really, in the second half as well. Coming up, 3 saves, got one of the assists onto Volt Destroyer's hat trick, as well as 5 total attempted shots. Really not that far away, different from Volt Destroyer. I think their opportunities just became less and less as this series went on, once OCU just kind of realized again, hey, this is their main offensive player.
Great play there from Volt Destroyer. I mean, but great play is really overall. He was on all sides of the ball, getting stops defensively, winning out challenges to build up offense, and was the sole goal scorer of that Game 1 for Wisconsin Stout. Clearly the first man and the leader of this team, something that Oklahoma City University is going to need to try to figure out, whether it's those demolitions that we've talked about before, where you just really focus on him. Taking him out will really kind of shake things up for Wisconsin Stout, force them to change things offensively and defensively. It might allow for a few more holes to appear for OCU to take advantage of.
Yeah, and that's just really going to be what this team has to pay attention to coming into this game number 2. Realize the opportunities that you have. Try and communicate and coordinate before they really come up as well. And then just take those to the bank. Cash in some scores. This is different from the beginning of our series between Nichols and Rochester University, of course, because there was no goose eggs. There was no a shutout type situations. Both of these teams were able to put up goals, and that really just kind of shows us that it's still a decently evenly matched pair of squads.
Right. Oklahoma City University certainly not out of this one. Clearly 2 teams very close in skill. However, Game 1 was taken over by Volt Destroyer. If it goes back to that same way, I still do think that University of Wisconsin Stout's going to find success, as Volt Destroyer a quick shot in Game 2. That one put away. Brave. His shot barely cut away. Inch back the other way for Volt Destroyer, taking a wide angle, loses out to Tater with absolutely nothing, forced to lose the challenge at that point. Down the middle from K-Storm, also 0 in the tank. The boost struggle is apparent for OCU, not able to get offense going because of it.
I love almost like mini fake right there, right? It kind of comes up, wiggles a little bit, doesn't even actually have boost, but kind of posturing like they do. and the respect is forced to be given. Love it. Love it. Tater, down low. This is the only player that's got a goal here for OCU previous game. Gonna make that one happen again. You storm on over to Tater. Tater down low. Nickel up high now, meeting it 2 times. Volt Destroyer, the last player back, and Nickel gets the slowest moving ball in a goal that we have seen on broadcast tonight.
In the weight room for this one, takes a challenge against essentially 2 players, and then is forced to do the same against Volt Destroyer. Eventually finds his way into the net and finds OCU their first lead of the series.
Yeah, first lead of the series so far. They scored 1 earlier, but it was definitely earlier, and just like that, that was might have been a nice taste here, Powder. It was definitely a fleeting one. It's 9 seconds later, Volt Destroyer back to the Volt Destroyer ways.
A banger of a shot into the top net. Off the kickoff as well. We'll see if Wisconsin Stout can get right back to that. It was perfectly played up. Volt Destroyer did take a great kickoff. He does win it. However, Tater is there to take back advantage as Messiah now goes into him. A flick past one, left side shot, cut away by Nickel. Brave looking for the back wall pass, caught awkward as K-Storm. Luckily for him, Tater right behind him. Get the clear to midfield, and K-Storm there to finish it.
Hit down bottom. That was more decently centered. Tater would have had a little bit of a harder time with it, but no harm, no foul as of right now against OCU. Brave across the middle. Messiah definitely not ready for this one, but still gets a solid little hit on it. Volt Destroyer from the backside. This sends us back on over to the OCU defensive. Nichols, solid hit. Brave now to the left side. Storm trying to interrupt them and does. This one just rolls into the feet of Volt Destroyer. Once again, they're going to try and get this one out. Now centered up.
Messiah up a little too late. His challenge forces the ball to go back in favor of OCU. Air dribble will go off the side wall. Challenged by both teams as Messiah on a whiff. Volt Destroyer is last one back, but he's forced to go into it. Chases a little bit for the boost. Loses the ball, but luckily for him, Brave right behind. As Nickel keeps the offense on just past halftime. Tater can't find the shot, and Nickel can find the air dribble. Quite the shot they need, though. Straight up into the air. Brave should be there first and is, but Wisconsin Stout struggling to break out defensively. As Nickel another challenge to try to keep this going.
Messiah down bottom, tries to share with Volt Destroyer. He gets a solid little hit, but that was actually really wise for OCU to just kind of read this one out and just simply wait for it, really. It's like that. Kind of a similar situation on the other side. K-Storm looks for a demo and finds it. Brave, we'll see you back in just a little bit. Nickel off the ceiling right now, still keeping pressure alive at least. So Messiah. Messiah's mostly been playing kind of that more supportive role. Volt Destroyer, right side. Tries to pass this one out as Volt is on the way out. Can't quite get to it. Nice pop play, though.
Ooh, what a flick from Brave. Volt Destroyer was trying to get the read, I should say. Couldn't quite find it. Now he's up for the pass. Brave forced to dart back for this. Good turn. Gets the aggressive push now towards the offensive half. Almost behind Messiah. Maybe looking for a follow. Nickel. Great read. Time continues to tick away. 1:10 left. Still knotted up. Are we going to see another overtime? Or is the pressure finally going to crack for one of these teams? Brave slowing it down. I'm trying to go forward with it. It's Messiah to keep the offense going as Wisconsin Stout looks close to getting one.
Ooh, that's just on the outside. Man, oh man, after a close play like that beforehand, folks, I dare you to try and tell me that Rocket League's not a fun and funny game. Crazy stuff. 40 seconds. Messiah took for the double tap across the top. Not going to matter. There's it is! Volt Destroyer yet again. Okay, hang on a second, folks. Again, take single-digit numbers. You add them together. Your FBI tugboats are lost. But even I can do this math. Volt Destroyer has scored every single goal for the University of Wisconsin thus far.
And a menace on the side of the Blue Devils. The OCU has not been able to figure out. Now with 30 seconds left, they are forced to quickly find a goal. Otherwise, they will be facing an 0-2 deficit. Messiah will break that streak. It was 5 in a row, but now Messiah finds himself in the scoring column.
Messiah right here. Doesn't like that scoreline. Doesn't like Volt Destroyer's name being the only one we talk about in that offensive side. 10 shots attempted, Volt Destroyer. 10 shots attempted between Volt Destroyer and Messiah, 5 apiece. Brave still 100% there, and they had a fantastic performance a little while earlier. That was decently close, would have been the entire nail in the coffin, but okay, or OCU is not out of this one quite yet. They pretty much just have to score right now.
Ooh, Bolt Destroyer nearly finds that one home. But without any offense to see from OCU, it will be with University of Wisconsin Stout up to a 2-0 series lead. This one a little bit closer than the other. A score might not necessarily show it. It was a great showing late from them as they gain a 2-goal lead and will walk away with it heading into game 3.
So, definitely a different game, but similar scoreline right here. And kind of this one boils down the same way as well, I feel like, Powder. A lot of back and forth here earlier, and then Wisconsin just finds that mild edge, and this is just kind of more classic Rocket League. OCU is forced to open up the can, pour it all into offense, and try to really just kind of shake this tree and see what comes out, because they have to, eventually. You got to try it right here. Score difference 10, score difference of 1, score difference of 2, like in this game. All the result is going to be the same when they've already dropped a game and are now looking at 2-0 in the series. Best of 5 right here. Last opportunity coming up for OCU.
In OCU, they're looking at 2 different things they need to work on right now. One is finding any way to shut down Bolt Destroyer. I mean, he went 2 for 7 on shots, so not the best ratio of shots to goals, but still, you're allowing him to get 7 total shots. That's more than the entire OCU team had combined. They only saw 4, and that is their other thing they need to work on, is finding ways to get back onto offense and finding successful offensive opportunities to find more high quality shots, to find more goals.
Yeah, successful and successive, right? Putting these back to back right here. These are higher level Rocket League teams. It is not frequent that you're going to get open nets. It's not frequent that a single player is going to come up and get their initial shot on into these goals. It's all about playing with your teammates, and that's why passing just so frequently at these higher levels will result in points as long as the pass is true and received well. Game 3, and possibly the last coming up here for the University of Wisconsin and OCU. My goodness, Brave does it early, and just like that, University of Wisconsin gets everybody involved in the scoring plays.
We have had a lot of quick kickoff goals this series, between just kickoff goals in general and kickoff goals to start the game. This one, 3 seconds is all it took for the Blue Devils to gain a 1-0 lead. And it was just as I was about to say that, we were pretty confident in Rochester's ability to complete an actual sweep in an overall series win. But we saw Nichols College completely turn things around and finalize the reverse sweep. Unfortunately for Oklahoma City University, their defense is not up to par. It is struggling. Only 20 seconds in, they're down by 2.
I think that OCU is just a little bit too,